Williamsburg, Virginia. It's a beautiful, beautiful town. It's got a lot of history there. It's where the Virginians met. Even before there was a meeting in Philadelphia for the Declaration of Independence. They met to vote on what became the Virginia Declaration of Rights. Its primary author, George Mason. And the Virginia Declaration of Rights, in many respects, served as the basis for the Declaration of Independence, because both Mason and Jefferson and most of the founders were relying on John Locke, among others, for this notion of humanity and unalienable rights and natural law and representative government. So there's a first ever simulated convention of states taking place starting today in Williamsburg, Virginia. It's my understanding that over 40 states, maybe closer to 50 states, have sent representatives to this simulated convention of states. And 3 of the top amendments that have been polled by convention of state supporters: number 1, term limits on federal officials. Number 2, a balanced budget. Number 3, stop unnecessary executive orders and burdensome regulations. Well, Mark, where do I go? What can I do? You go to Citizens for Self-Governance. Google it. They're starting their simulated convention today. And it will go through tomorrow and the next day. In Williamsburg, Virginia, Colonial Williamsburg, where so many great things have taken place over our history. But because we're now having this simulated convention of states meeting with almost 50 states sending delegates, I guess they call them commissioners, but I'll call them delegates, to go through the process, to practice it, to demonstrate how it works so people don't get scared. I'm more scared when the Supreme Court meets, frankly. I'm more scared when Obama has a pen in his hand. I'm more scared when Congress is meeting. When I hear people saying the only way to fix Washington is to send an outsider, I feel sorry for them, because they're going to be incredibly disappointed. The only way to fix Washington is to force it to comply both with the existing Constitution and with the new amendments that would be placed in the Constitution, which would, as a matter of federal constitutional law, take this centralized authority that they have seized for themselves outside the constitutional construct and give it back to the states and the people. And I'm saying we have something very important going on in Williamsburg, old Colonial Williamsburg, Virginia right now, where there are actually people, state senators and state representatives, who have gathered there. And they are doing a run-through of a convention of states, an Article 5 convention of states, and they're receiving almost no air cover. Why is that?
The Founding Fathers knew this might happen. Article 5 of the Constitution gives the states the power to stop a runaway federal government. A convention of states to amend the Constitution. It's the only solution as big as the problem. It's time to stand up, speak up, and show up. Join us at conventionofstates.com.